So many books. I don't know why I pulled so many books out of the bookshelf, but guess this is what we're doing today. Hello party people, hello greeting friends, welcome back to a new video, or welcome if you're new. My name is Mel. Hello, what's up, welcome. This is not a video that was necessarily planned. This is pretty impromptu. Here's the thing. At the start of every month, I kind of make a schedule of videos that I want to upload for you guys, and I kind of sketch out like reading vlogs and like TBRs and wrap-ups and hauls and whatever it might be. And this video was at the back of my head something that I really wanted to do, that in fact I wanted to do last month and I didn't do it. And so here I am finally doing this video, because originally my 48-hour reading vlog that I did last month, I really wanted to turn that into like a romance reading vlog situation, and then I didn't because I was hell-bent on reading Strange the Dreamer, which I'm so happy and so glad that I did. However, this time around I am genuinely hell-bent on reading these books, just reading like romance and contemporary for 24 hours straight, because I typically use these books as palate cleansers in between fantasies and sci-fi books. And the truth is, I love reading these books. Like, I love how quick they are. I love how I can just escape, and as somebody who's very much single, I can just relish in somebody else's relationship and just live vicariously through them. And so today is just gonna be a mix of me hoping to cry, me feeling desperately single, me having fun, and everything in between, I guess. So this is gonna be a 24-hour readathon, scratch that, romance 24-hour readathon vlog. That is what this video is. Well, hello, and thank you to past me for letting me take over. Hello, I am here to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video, which is Care Of. For those of you who are not familiar, Care Of specializes in delivering high quality personalized vitamins and supplements to your door every single month. Their vitamins are formulated with high quality, good for you ingredients that are backed by science, so you can feel extra confident about what you are putting into your body. And what's extra cool about Care Of is that they're extremely transparent into their research process and also their sourcing of their materials, meaning that if you want extra information about any of these things, you can go directly onto their website, check them out, and see exactly what everything is about. Their service is basically carried through a holistic online quiz that you can take, where they will ask you questions about your diet, lifestyle, and health concerns, so they can cater and recommend the right vitamins for your unique needs. I obviously had to take the test as well, and I focused primarily on two things, which is my nutritional intake and also energy and stress. So I just needed a hand on all of those things, and Care Of definitely came through. So the first thing that I got in my personalized kit was iron, which is super important because it impacts energy levels. Then I have got rhodiola, which is for stress and mood, a multivitamin to cover nutrition gaps, and vegetarian collagen for skin health. Besides that, I had also been recommended collagen powder, and when I saw their flavors, don't get me started on the flavors. They have a matcha flavor with like a matcha latte moment, and also vanilla oat creamer. I had never seen that flavor before. This with coffee pairs perfectly. And then they also said maca, which is for energy and fitness. And let's get a little bit into their packaging, because A, it's personalized, hello, but they were also made from an eco-friendly plant-based film that makes it compostable. So I will be leaving the info of the website down below so you can check out how to compose your own packaging. The fact that it's got inspirational quotes on the packaging and that everything is just so bright and aesthetically pleasing, it genuinely makes me want to reach for them and consume them every day, which is the most important thing, because consistency is key with this type of thing. So if you are interested in Care Of, make sure to follow the link that I will be leaving at the top of my description so you can take Care Of's quiz and see what vitamins and supplements they recommend for you and your personal journey. So you can click the link on my description, and you can also use the code MELREAD. You can actually get 50% off your first order. So again, thank you so much to Care Of for sponsoring today's video, and without further ado, let's get right into the reading vlog. So the first book is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Literally everybody's been recommending this book to me lately, and I am just really excited to get into this. It is a love story between, I was gonna say a regular girl, yes, because it's like contemporary, but it's a recently graduated woman whose name is Lily, and she gets into a relationship, or attempts to get into a relationship, with a neurosurgeon who is very much emotionally unavailable and is very standoffish standoffish with relationships. Crazy Stupid Bromance by Alyssa K. Adams. This is the third book in the Bromance Book Club series, and this one follows Alexis and Noah, who are best friends. Noah is a hacker. We did see Noah in book 2, and I just love the fact that this one is gonna be best friends to lovers. I am just really excited to go into this one, and this is not the last in the series, but this is the last that is published as of now. I'm reading Desperate Measure by Katie Robert. I totally said this wrong. Desperate Measures by Katie Robert, and this one is a retelling of Disney villains falling in love with Disney heroes with a very smutty turn, and this one features Jasmine and Jafar as a deal goes wrong, and Jafar basically takes away Jasmine's freedom, and they enter this like willingly, unwittingly type of deal. And again, it's like very smutty, it's like romance, and I've heard incredible things about this book, strangely enough, so I really am interested to see how this one's gonna go down. And next up, I also really want to read The Brightest by Helen Huang, because I adored The Kiss Quotient when I read that. It was a 5 out of 5 stars. The smut was incredible, and I just really liked, I guess, the cheesy sort of romance that happened in that book. Because like sometimes when I go into romance books, like I'm not entirely expecting something that is realistic, and in this one we follow obviously one of the side characters from book 1, which is Kai, which is, I believe, the main character's cousin or somebody's cousin. His mother ventures to Vietnam to find him a perfect mail order bride, and so this is basically like a parent setup situation where the main character will be set up with somebody that they don't necessarily want to be with, and they need to progress that relationship up until they do. I just thought it would be really fun to do this. Again, my friends are also doing this with me, primarily Jaleesa, and the plan is to technically start at 7, but it's currently 6:47 and I haven't eaten anything, so I think I'm gonna push it back to 8. There's nothing holding me back. So I can generally start this whenever I want. It's gonna be fun. Let's go. 8 p.m. a little bit later than I wanted because I wanted to start at 7, but it's okay. I ate, fully fed, and we are diving into this beaut, Crazy Stupid Bromance. So excited about this. Okay everyone, so updates. We are how many hours into the readathon? 2 hours into the readathon, and I have been reading, but I've also been working. However, I have read 67 pages of Crazy Stupid Bromance, and perfect book to start out the readathon, and also way better so far than, what was the second one? Undercover Bromance. Definitely better than that one. I had a big issue with Liv's character on the second book where she felt very unsensitive to me. These books, like the second and third book dealing with victims of sexual assault, there was a lack of tact with like a lot of characters in the second book that I just didn't vibe with, and I just didn't like the way that the characters were approaching these situations of assault. And so going into this one, which deals with some characters that went through those experiences, I was kind of nervous going into this because I was like, is it going to be the same thing that happened in the second book? Is it going to get better? Like, where are we at with that conversation? I am really enjoying the way that it's being talked about in this one. I really enjoy Alexis's character. She truly understands how to go about these situations in a way where she is helpful to victims, but she is also conscious of the fact that she can make some sort of impact and she can help them, but the approach that she needs to take has to be very different, I guess, to what we saw in book 2, because that's just not the way to do it. And so I like how conscious Alexis is of all of those things and how she goes about this in a way where she truly just is so nice and understanding of this, where it's just, she's a very welcoming presence as a character, and I really enjoy that. And then, oh my god, Mr. Noah, there's just like this certain appeal that Noah has, and his dynamic with Mac and the rest of the Romance Book Club is just genuinely so funny, and that was something that I did like about Undercover Bromance where it had like its funny moments, but the majority of the book I was mostly, I guess, cringing in a way at the way that the conversations were being handled. And so when the comedy parts did get there, they felt incredibly out of place. This one feels a lot more cohesive to me, even though it does deal with a little bit, again, of deeper topics. And not only that, but I feel like the connection between the main two characters feels a lot more organic in this one than in the other two. So I'm gonna keep reading because I've been slacking a little bit. Okay, you guys, first of all, change of scenery, hello, and the lighting is a little bit too high, but we're just making do with what we have. I've just made it to page 200 of Crazy Stupid Bromance, and I literally just read the most hilarious scene in this book. So all of them are going to a bachelor party, and they decide to get like massages and like facials. These men are really out here not knowing whether to be butt naked, whether to leave their boxers on, whether they're supposed to eat freaking cucumber, if they're supposed to put it over their eyes, like what happens if they fart when they're getting the massage, what happens if they get a boner. It's just literally the most, like, it was the most hilarious scene ever to see, I guess see, quote unquote, but like read about men trying to figure out what it's like to like have a spa day. You guys, I have not cracked up that much in a romance in a minute. Like, that was genuinely such a hilarious scene, and again, it just kind of demystifies like the toxic masculinity side of it, where they're just like, they really just do whatever they want because they're like confident in their, you know, like in themselves, and like that's really cool to read about. So I'm really having a great time with this. That scene was everything. That first kiss between Noah and Alexis, the tension and the chemistry between these two is unreal, and I just need them together. Like, it's just, you can tell how comfortable they are with each other, and that's exactly what Alexis needs. I just can't wait for them to get there. And I like the fact that the conflict in this book is not happening within like the last 50 pages, but like rather it's been like going on for like the last, I don't even know how many pages, but like over 50 pages. And I like that because a lot of books rely on the very end of the third act to make that conflict go down, and it's usually miscommunication. They get it, you know, it gets resolved in a matter of like 2 pages, and I don't like that. And so I like that they are kind of apart right now, and they again are, you know, partaking in this conflict, which again is like solely miscommunication, like part of it is also trauma and like insecurity, but I like the fact that it's happening now and not like at the very end. So I'm just gonna keep on reading and finish this book because I'm very close to the end. Hello. It is 6 a.m. Like, if the clock is about to strike 6, it's currently 5:59, and I have just finished my first book. I did take a nap, I did go to bed, but I also woke up to some incredible stuff. I had commissioned some art with Art by Tony on Instagram, and she is just absolutely incredible with what she does. Like, I'm just constantly in awe of her art, and so I literally woke up to her turning in the commission, and this is just everything. I love this. However, I did finish Crazy Stupid Bromance, and I think I am giving this a 4.5. Definitely up there. Like, I think this is my favorite bromance book club book so far. I will say though, and something that I kind of like, but I also don't necessarily love based on the premise of this series, is the fact that book 2 and book 3 have attempted to kind of break the barrier of romance and like go beyond the genre and just incorporate contemporary elements and deeper conversations and potentially triggering topics that, yes, are important to be addressed, but are they really necessary for these stories to be interesting? That's, I guess, like my one critique about book 2 and book 3 is that it's trying to do so much that it doesn't focus on the book club as much as book 1 did. Like, book 1 was so centric around this book club and about what they do and truly about its mission of helping men with their love lives, and I feel like book 2 and book 3 does not center around that at all, and it's more of like a social justice warrior type of thing. This one is the least book club centric, so if you are looking for something that focuses on like the bromance book club, not the one. But I did love the relationship very much. I think that their chemistry again felt the most organic out of all of them, and there was a lot of things to move past and a lot of things to recognize, and I really do feel like they earned that recognition throughout the story, and they just had to come to terms with a lot of things on their own. And I like the way that they did it. It felt realistic within time frames, and execution wise I really just enjoyed this one. In terms of smut, it's the most descriptive one. Like I genuinely, it was good. It was good. It was good smut, and I cannot wait for the next book, which is centered on the Russian. There are certain traits of like possessiveness in here that I guess a lot of people wouldn't enjoy with Noah as a love interest. I personally don't mind it because like when I go into romance, it's like I kind of like the possessive love interest in books. Like I for some reason I'm like, I really don't mind, like I really like it as long as the main character still has agency, and Alexis had all sorts of agency. So I generally don't think that it took away from her character. I feel like I'm gonna pick up Desperate Measures though. Like the more that I think about it, I just need something fun that I'm not, the font is tiny, that I'm not necessarily going to annotate, but I'm just gonna be here for like a good time, you know? I just need the laughs, I just need the smut, because I am not quite ready to cry yet. Here we go, let's keep on going. Well, let's see what the day brings. I don't know what I'm doing. Let's go. Well, hello there, updates. It is 10:23 now, and I have finished the second book of the readathon, Desperate Measures. You guys, I feel kind of bad by saying like I want to rate this a 5-star because it isn't objectively a 5-star, but like it also objectively is a 5-star. So when you read the synopsis for this, it literally just tells you that it's like an erotica. Like it's literally porn with no plot. And so I look at this and I just go, this really accomplished what it set out to do. So I'm giving this 5 stars. Literally, again, porn with no plot. I have nothing to comment on beside the fact that this is hot. Like this is like the smut in here is incredible. Katie Robert, madame, you really do know how to write a good smut. So it's all that this is basically. It is consensual non-consent, but even if I've had bad experiences with that in like smutty books before, I like the way that it was done in this one because it was very clear that even though she outwardly said, leave me alone, like it did a good job at explicitly telling you that that's not what she meant. And so it wasn't, we say it in Spanish, like no queda en la nebulosa, like it's just not, it's not up in the air where you genuinely think she doesn't want to do it. Like you know that she wants to. And so I like that because you kind of know what you're getting yourself into. And so very what? No plot, so don't expect any. And I really want to read the other books. I really want to read the other books. And I think what's cool about this one too is that the other characters from the other books, some of them do make an appearance here. So like Tinkerbell is here. It's so weird to say these things out loud. Like I feel these freaking books are going to ruin my childhood. But like Meg was here and Hades was here and Tinkerbell was here and Hook was here. The shame, like the absolute shame that I feel by reading this is like unreal, but it was good. And so I can't wait to go into the rest of the series, just read them. Jafar, I know a lot of people going into this would probably or could potentially have a problem with Jafar because he is incredibly like possessive and like toxic and just, you know, but I was here for it. It just, again, it set out, it accomplished what it set out to do, and that's all that you can ask for. So, you know, we're here. So finished it. And I'm shamelessly giving this 5 stars. Don't come for me. I'm giving this 5 stars. It's just like no question about it. And though, what do I want to pick up next? next. I'm just gonna pick up the brightest and read this and hopefully enjoy it, and we'll see where the day takes me, because I literally have a whole day ahead of me and I'm just hoping that I can get through at least this and one more book. So we shall see what happens, because I really want to read It Ends With Us in this vlog. So if I have to extend this by a little bit, I will. It's not like I got anything to do today. Okay, finish this book. 5 stars. There we go. And now we're diving into this beaut. Okay, you guys, hello. I am updating this 24-hour readathon vlog because this ended up being anything but a 24-hour readathon vlog. I mean, I did read for 24 hours and I finished 2 books, 3 books, 2.5 books in that time, but I did go overtime. However, what else is new? And I actually finished the brightest, but just a few days later after the readathon, and I gave this 3 stars. I did not love this more than I did the Kiss Quotient. I will say I love Kai. Like, I think Kai is definitely my favorite character out of all of them. I think he is such a loving soul, but there's obviously a lot of things that he needs to come to terms with because of the autism, and so I just really enjoyed his character, and his development in particular I thought was fantastic, and it really was slow, which I definitely enjoyed. Usually romance books tend to rush a lot of things, and so I like that these characters genuinely took their time to kind of figure their lives out, both together and separately. What I will say, it was like my main issue was Esme. I just think Esme's character was kind of a plot device to introduce miscommunication as the main conflict in the book. I do not like miscommunication in romances, and unfortunately that is the bigger conflict of all romances, and I just hate the fact that it was so prominent in this one. Usually when it's a little bit more toned down, I can get along with it, but in this one it just didn't do it for me. And I do understand that there was a language barrier with both Esme and Kai, but at the same time, I just feel like Esme's trait of self-sabotage was too big and too real, and it definitely took away from the book. I just think the book was trying to do too much, where it was kind of trying to progress the relationship, but taking 5 steps back, and then trying to progress Esme as a character, that it just didn't end up working for me. And again, a lot of things that she started blaming upon herself or blaming upon others were solely based on her judgment rather than truth. And so because she never spoke out, because she was either too shy or she felt like she couldn't, it definitely again lent itself for too much miscommunication. So this book like is the biggest case of miscommunication in general, and I personally didn't love that. However, again, I love Kai and I love the relationship that he built with Esme, and kind of the final point that we reached at the end of the book, I just thought it was really beautiful and very full circle with what we'd seen. I just wish the miscommunication wouldn't have been so prominent in the story. That's like my one thing. And if you thought I'd end this reading vlog here, you are wrong, because this has been turning into a 24-hour romance readathon vlog plus just a romance reading vlog. So I don't know what I'm gonna title this. Whichever of the two, I am gonna be reading Heartstopper Volume 4. And I am genuinely so excited about this because you guys know this is one of my most anticipated releases. I pre-ordered this, took forever to get here. I thought it would get here during the readathon, but it didn't. It actually got here days later. It actually got here on Saturday. So I am just really excited to finally read this. I think I am gonna start my day today reading this because I'm not working today. It is Monday. Hello, motorcycle. And I am gonna be starting with this, and then I am gonna be moving to It Ends With Us, keeping it realistic because it's already 2 p.m. So yes, let us start with reading Heartstopper. I know I'm gonna read this quickly, so that leaves me the rest of the afternoon / night for It Ends With Us and whatever else comes our way. So yes, I'm excited about this. We're matching. I just had to, and you will also see the same shirt in a weekly reading vlog, but it's fine. Gotta love a pre-filming queen. Hello. I'm ready to cry. I put on like so little mascara today because I was like, let me just cry today. So I'm excited to cry now. guys, so I finished Heartstopper Volume 4, and this is definitely my favorite volume out of all of them. It was very, very emotional, and just as a side note before I get into like, you know, my little thoughts and everything, this does contain several content/trigger warnings for eating disorders such as anorexia. There's also the topic of self-harm and depression and OCD, and I really love the way that Alice Oseman addressed all of these in here, and it basically just talks a lot about how despite how much you could love someone and despite how much you have to give to someone, that someone, if they're going through any of these hardships, they need to want to get better themselves, because otherwise there is nothing you can do besides being there for them. And I love the way that she talked about this, and I just bawled my eyes out with this one. Like I knew I was gonna cry, I just didn't know I was gonna cry that early on, but I just love seeing this journey with Nick and Charlie. Like, it genuinely, I've said this several times, but it's just so human, and I just adore seeing the level of loyalty and love that they have for each other, because it's very unconditional. You can tell that these two are like madly, deeply in love, and that, you know, like they said in Volume 3, like, it's Nick and Charlie, like, it feels like they're unbeatable. It feels like they're just soulmates and they're meant to be. And it is great to see that even if you love each other that much, and even if it seems like a perfect relationship, there's always stuff going behind the scenes that people don't get to see, and it's important to overcome those obstacles together as a couple, additional to overcoming them as an individual. And I really freaking adored that in this volume. And again, the talk of everybody's going through something, and a lot of it is internal or a lot of it is behind the scenes. So there's a lot that you as a friend, you as a family member, you as a viewer, you as anything, you don't get to see unless somebody outwardly tells you. And I love the way that that is reinforced in this volume, because it's true. Like, we really don't know what anybody's going through. Like, there's, you know, it's easy to put on a smile on camera, or it's easy to, you know, appear all happy and preppy and confident, but you never really know what somebody's either been through or going through at the moment. And I just love the way that it reminded people of that little, I guess, tidbit, because it is very true. And it also is, I mean, obviously super sad to see Charlie's relationship with his family deteriorate to the point that it did, to a point where he felt like he genuinely couldn't reach out to his parents, to his mom in particular. And it was really heartbreaking to see how Charlie was begging for help in whatever way he could, and the only one that really noticed was Nick. And it really broke my heart that every time he tried to speak up, or every time he tried to open up about what was happening, there was always something holding him back, and it just made it worse for him. And I was just so heartbroken at that. And we also at one point got introduced to what I believe is like the introduction to Solitaire. So I'm guessing that Solitaire happens while this volume is happening, or at least it feels like it based on something that happened on like the last third. After reading this, Solidified, I am really excited to read Solitaire once that gets here. Usually book depository stuff takes forever to get to me, so I'm just gonna have to wait like a month for that to get here. I bought it like 2 weeks ago, so I'm just gonna give it like another 2 weeks and maybe it'll turn up. But I just absolutely loved this. 5 out of 5 stars, no questions asked. It was just everything that I was hoping and more. I am definitely gonna snap a picture at some point with Heartstopper because it deserves a picture. So I am gonna probably take care of that later today, taking advantage of the fact that I am wearing makeup. And now it is time to dive into It Ends With Us. I am excited. This is not a drill. You guys are getting the vlog. You guys are getting the updates. Hopefully the tears as well. So I am excited to dive into this one and to potentially cry some more, because I already cried with Heartstopper, so it's where we're at. So I'm just gonna put the little bookmark in, go settle on the couch once more and start this, because it's been a long time coming. Oh wait, what's that song? Oh wait, it's been a long time coming, but I know Change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Anyways, here we go. Okay, updates. I am 166 pages into It Ends With Us. It is okay. Like, I just don't think that this is anything special so far. I am definitely interested to see more of like Atlas and, oh, see, I already forgot her name, and Lily's story and how it's all gonna connect. So I am really interested to see how everything's gonna connect together, because there was just this one thing, like, I guess it's like a minor spoiler, but I just read a part where Alyssa and Ryle were talking about how they had a brother that unfortunately passed away. So the thing about Atlas and his story with Lily is that he was kicked out of his house by his parents, and he was staying in a shed that was behind Lily's house while they were in high school. She was 15 and he was 18. And I'm just like, are they brothers? Like, is this where this is going? Because everybody's been telling me like, oh, like the twist and like it's gonna be super sad. And I'm like, are they gonna be brothers? Is this where it's going, like long lost siblings? But I don't think so, because Atlas is currently working at a restaurant that they were in, and he was like, hi, can I take your order? And Ryle didn't react to anything, so I'm gonna guess that no, they're not siblings. Besides that, just beware with this book that there are also heavy trigger warnings, primarily for domestic abuse, and it's a big part of this book. Also, attempted rape is a big part of this book, so just beware of those before you go into this, because it is very present on the page. It's not, you know, like told to you, you can see it, and although it is being relayed like past tense and it is through a letter, it is still very graphic in the way that it is told. So just a little warning in case you guys do want to go into this book. But beside that, it's just been okay. Like, it's been enjoyable. Definitely a one sitting type of book. Like, I wouldn't read this over the course of a few days. I will say though, Mr. Ryle, the neurosurgeon, hot, okay, he's wearing them scrubs, 10 out of 10, we all know. And he has been like, I don't know if I'd call it a game, but like he's been like, oh, naked truths, Lily, naked truth. And he's like, okay, this is my naked truth. I kind of want to fuck you. And I'm like, okay, like going up to your truth, I guess. So yeah, nothing's really happening. I guess I love that Miss Lily is an entrepreneur. I did find it a little weird, I guess, that all of the Atlas portions of this book that, you know, from the past are being told through letters for Ellen DeGeneres. Like, am I the only one that finds this weird? I don't know. Maybe it's just because like I don't stan Ellen, so for me it's just like, okay, I guess. But everything's like addressed to Ellen DeGeneres, which is a little bit weird to me, and I just can't get behind that concept. Besides the fact that, I mean, it just doesn't age really well. But yes, I am probably going to finish this tonight, because again, it's like a one sitting type of book. I just don't want this to go over tonight. So I'm gonna finish this, and I'm just gonna keep updating you guys as I go. But yeah, you guys, what the heck? What the actual? Page 186 to 188, what the heck just happened in this book? This is not a romance. Who lied to me? This is not a romance book. I definitely did not know what I was getting myself into. Okay. I guess I'm gonna just keep reading, but I just have to give a tiny update because what? I know people told me this was gonna hurt. Oof. I just didn't expect it to hurt this hard. Oh my god, I think... trying to get my thoughts together. There are different ways to show strength, and when you talk about victims of abuse, the thing that is highlighted the most is always the way that they get out of the situation and how brave they are for making that decision. But I think bravery goes beyond that, and bravery goes in the way that they put up with it, in the way that they dealt with it, in the way that they got out of it, in the way that they recovered from it, in the way that they broke cycles, and it honestly just... And I think this book hit even harder when I read the author's note at the back. I want to give the book 4 stars because of the story, but then I want to give it 5 stars because of the author's note, because I know how much that meant to Colleen Hoover. I need to get myself together. It's literally 11:34 p.m. and I'm over here crying. I didn't cry for the entirety of the story, and then I burst into tears with the author's note. Probably be back tomorrow to update you guys because I don't know if I have the energy to do this today, but I guess I'll be back tomorrow. Oh my god. Well, hello there. It is indeed a few days later and I am here to wrap up this vlog. I am still wearing the same shirt because I just wanted to be comfy today while I was editing, but oh my god, where's my book? Why do I need to update? Hold up. So I obviously finished It Ends With Us, and this book is not a freaking romance. Like, there is romance in this book, but definitely it goes beyond that. It is very much contemporary. It deals a lot with domestic abuse, and I just was not expecting that. I think the way that this book was sold to me was like a romance between like a doctor and like, you know, a recent graduate, and it's gonna be great and it's gonna be just, you know, a great time. That's what I was expecting. One of you did warn me in the comments. One of you told me, if you're going into this expecting the romance, I just don't think that's the book. And I went, I've never heard that before. So like I just don't know how right they are. So I'm sorry for disregarding that comment because you were right. You were right. If I had known what type of book this was, I probably would have waited a little bit to read this, or you know, for a number of reasons, but I definitely enjoyed this. It's definitely a 4-star. I just don't know what else to say besides don't go into this expecting a romance, because even though there is one, it's not the focal point of this book. And the author's note, read it. It'll make you cry. That's all you need to know. So yes, you guys, I hope that you enjoyed this little romance readathon slash weekly romance vlog. This ended up being anything but a readathon. Like, I did read for 24 hours, but then I went an entire week and then I read the other 2 books that got here. So it's great still because we read a lot of romance books and I got the urge out and I'm sticking to my TBR, which is fantastic. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if you have read any of these books, let me know down in the comments, or if there's any particularly good romances that you guys love. Also, let me know down in the comments so that I can buy them, read them, do all the things. I am always in search of the great next romance, so let me know all of that down in the comments. If you reached the end of the video, let's leave some pink heart emojis down in the comments if you reached the very end. The ones with the sparklies. Any pink heart that you want. Let's just leave those down below if you reached the end of the video. And don't forget to subscribe down below for more bookish content. I am constantly uploading videos that I'm sure you won't want to miss. And if you want more exclusive content, more exclusive live streams, early access to videos, journaling content, buddy reads, book clubs, an exclusive Discord server, and everything in between, literally everything in between, I do have a Patreon. It is always linked down below. We call ourselves the Citadel, and it is always a great time over there. Alongside that, you will find all of the links to my social media in case you want to reach me anywhere else. And again, thank you so much to Care Of for sponsoring today's video. If you do want to check out Care Of and take their quiz to see what supplements and vitamins are best for you, again, I will leave my link and code down below. You can use the code MELREADS to get 50% off your first order. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I shall see you on the next one. Bye, guys.